Hello, my name is Brian, and I'm going to talk to you about turnarounds in the blues today. Now, the blues is an important style for guitarists to learn because it forms the basis of many popular music styles that guitarists like to play in, like rock, country, and jazz. Plus, the blues is fun to play in and of themselves, so it behooves a guitarist to learn a little bit about the blues in order to give them a solid base and improve their versatility as a musician. Now, if you're a person you're a guitarist that's intermediate level, maybe you know some chords, you've learned the pentatonic scale, you've learned maybe the blues scale, and you've even maybe started to improvise on the blues a little bit, but you don't have enough licks yet. You need some direction, some way to form some solos, and you need some licks. That's what this video is for you if you're that person. I'm going to focus specifically on turnarounds, which is the last two bars of the 12-bar progression, and I'm going to give you I'm going to really only give you one turnaround and a bunch of variants on it that you can use. This is the first turnaround I learned. It sounds like this. And I'll tab that out for you in a minute, but for now, let's start by tuning up and making sure that we're ready to play. Okay, here's a low E. A. D. G. B. And E. Okay, so the first thing we want to know is what exactly is the turnaround in a 12-bar blues progression. So we want to review the blues progression quickly. Now there are three chords in any 12-bar blues progression. There's the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord in whatever key you're in. The 1 chord is the tonic chord. It's where everything wants to resolve to, and that's where the least amount of tension is. And that's the chord that gives you the label for what key you're in. So if we're gonna work in A. And if you're playing in A, then the 1 chord is A7th. Now the 4 chord is in A is D7th. And the purpose of the 4 chord in the blues progression is to provide a little contrast from the 1 chord. Now the last chord is the 5 chord or dominant chord in A. It is E7th. And its purpose is to give a lot of tension that brings us back to the 1 chord. So you got 1, 4, 5, and then resolve back to 1. Now in in the blues progression, the last 4 bars go 5, 4, 1, then you're back to the top. So I want to show you, here's the full progression. I've got it diagrammed out for you. You can pause on it and take a look. But the turnaround is the last 2 bars that go from 1 to 5, and then the next leads back into the next chorus on the 1. So that's what you're going to be playing over. Okay, here's the first turnaround I ever learned. It looks like this. Okay, what just happened there? I'm just playing a pattern in 6th here. This interval is called a 6th. Okay, and I'm just sliding it down. I'm playing across the G to the E string on the 9th fret, and I'm just sliding it down slowly, 1 fret at a time. Down to the 8th fret, 7th fret. Now you've got something different. You're on the 6th fret of the G string and the 5th fret of the E string. And then just a normal F 9th chord. One more time, the lick is. And here is the tablature for that. Okay, so the first variant, I'm just going to take that descending 6th pattern down an octave and vary the tail a little bit so it's more of a Texas style ending. Okay, what's going on there? I'm playing starting on the I'm playing on the A string and across to the G string for the 6th. It starts on the 7th fret and the 6th fret of the G string, 7th fret of the A string. So you slide it down a fret. One more. Now I've got to go 4th fret and 2nd fret. And then open. Just like that. Here is the tab. Okay, here's the third variant. Sounds like this. What I did there is, if you listen in the intro, you heard the second chorus in the solo. I was kind of riffing on this basic, figure that's common in blues. To play that in A, I put my on the G string and the B string I'm playing. I'm on the 9th fret of the G string right here and the 8th fret of the B string, and I just do the same thing. So I don't change anything at the end. It's the same two, then back to the same F9 at E9 chords. Okay, and here's the tab for that. Here is turnaround number 4. What's going on there? I've got a pedal tone. That's a tone that is repeated while others move around it. So it's on the 5th fret of the E string, so this is a pedal tone of an A. And I'm playing across from the B to the E string, starting on the 8th fret of the B string, 7th fret, 6th fret, F9 to E9. So one more time. Now you might change that up a little bit, maybe play double stops and change the rhythm. So you can play with these things and move them around. Here's the tab for the number 4. Okay, here's turnaround number 5. I've added a little gain on my amp. It sounds like this. And if it sounds remarkably like number 4. It is very similar, except I'm playing it all on the B string and using hammer-ons and pull-offs. So that pedal A is now on the 10th fret of the B string. Just hammering on, pulling off. So I could play it, or you can play it all with one big slur. Okay? And what that does, those hammer-ons and pull-offs, what that does is it makes it sound a little sloppier, which can give a sense of danger as you're playing. So never hesitate to add a little slop, especially in the blues, if you want to sound like you're in a dangerous situation. So anyway, here's the tab for example 5. Okay, here is example number 6. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, in this example I'm doing double stops using hybrid picking. Hybrid picking means you're using both a pick in one and also an upstroke with, I'm using the middle finger here, like this. I got my fingers on the 5th fret here of the D string and the 2nd fret of the G string. Slide down to the 4th, 3rd. Now it's like an A chord. Then I'm going to go open, hammer on the 1st fret of the G string, and then play open E and B strings. So Texas ending on it again. Here's the tab. Okay, here's the last example. Last turnaround, it's number 7. It's very similar with the hybrid picking to the last one, but it goes up instead of down. It sounds like this. Okay, what happened there? I got a pedal tone on the A, which is on the 5th fret of the E string, and I'm playing double stops on the B and the E string using hybrid picking, like that, so just pinching like this, and then I'm starting with the 2nd fret of the B string, 3rd fret, 4th fret, then bar across, and bar across the 3rd fret, hammer on the 4th fret of the E string, and then just open E and B strings. And here's the tab. Okay, so I hope this video helped you to get a few ideas about some blues licks, specifically turnarounds, that you will be able to use yourself. Now, I don't even know where half these ideas come from. They're either cliches that everybody uses, or maybe there's something I just made up myself, or whatever. It's hard to say at this point where they come from. Just take them, manipulate them as you see fit, change the rhythms, change the articulations, maybe hammer-ons, pull-offs, or double stops and hybrid picking, or change the rhythms. Whatever suits your needs, take them and use them, and have some fun. Thanks for watching, and play some blues. Thanks. Bye.